Hi, everyone. My name is Mark Walmsley, and I'm the founder of the Arts and Culture Network. We're a growing global community of over 175,000 now across our 8 LinkedIn groups, aiming for 200,000 by the end of the year, which would be great. I don't get to meet everyone, as you can imagine, but when I do, it's a delight. And Katie Taylor has joined me today for our interview. Katie is one of our full members. We've been in touch for a while, but she's taken the leap of faith now more recently. Katie, thank you so much for joining me for this today.
Yeah, no worries. I'm really looking forward to it.
So we're going to have some fun. I'm going to be creating your fantasy cultural year from the answers to
And
some easy questions to which there are no wrong answers. That's the plan. But before we do that, why would you be kind enough just to say hi to everyone? Let us know where you're based, the work that you're doing, and tell us more about Shifting States as well, which is your current focus.
yeah, no, of course. So I'm an artist, always have been. I think it's in our blood. I am also doing a PhD in fine art at the moment. And so the idea for Shifting States, which is my kind of new idea for business, has kind of come out of some of my research from my PhD, but is also a way of sort of using art practice to help support people through significant life events. Grief is the obvious one, I think, but I think also people have other events in their lives, and yeah, I've it's kind of come out of my own personal space.
Would you like to share some of those experiences because others watching may well
Yeah,
be experiencing similar.
yeah. So I've just come out of a divorce, so that's a one significant life event. Also in the middle of selling my family home. So that's another one I feel that will resonate with people. But I'm also thinking about. So I currently live in Oxford, but I'm looking at moving to Margate. So another kind of big upheaval and a big life event. But in the throes of all of that, I was made redundant from my job as well. So I feel like all of these are significant. But also earlier in my adult life, I lost both my parents very quickly, within 6 months of each other, um, through alcoholism. So I feel like I've got quite a lot of these life experiences, but sort of through all of those, my own art practice has enabled me to sort of navigate the space and stay grounded, I suppose, in times of difficulty. And I really feel that people do it naturally anyway, but I think when you start to do it with a focus and use items and objects or make things, it really helps to kind of navigate that space.
Well, any one of those events would be sufficient, wouldn't it? And you've gone through all of that in one
Yeah,
go.
it's been quite a roller coaster.
Well, I'm sure there will be people watching who have had similar
Yeah.
experiences, but I think it's great that it's sustained you through those difficult times. And I
Mm,
think it's wonderful now that you're helping others to navigate similar choppy waters using art practice. I mean, there is huge amounts of evidence out there now, isn't there, that
yeah,
it's a well-being link, and
absolutely. Yeah.
it's yeah, there are certain things you can do in life where everything else seems to drop away a little bit. It's almost like active mindfulness. Um,
Yeah. And actually that is sort of how I'm coming to it. And actually the job that I was made redundant from was working with so I work for Crisis, the homeless charity. And I've seen absolutely firsthand, how creative practice in that space is beneficial to people. So yeah, yeah.
yeah. Well, on behalf of all of the people you've helped and will help in the future, thank you very much because it's
No,
really important.
I'm really looking forward to taking it forward. Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be great, I'm sure. Excellent. Now that's given me food for thought. And I'm going to create your fantasy cultural year.
Okay.
It's
Scary and exciting.
sorry.
scary and exciting.
Yeah, terrifying and liberating in equal measure.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Yeah.
It's a great way of pulling out preferences
Mm.
and ideas and conversational detours. So that's what we'll do. So now I have a time machine and a magic wand at hand for this.
Okay.
Okay. And now first of all, I need to place you somewhere in the world. And I'm going to do that by asking you, and I should let everyone know that you have no idea what's coming, which is great.
Yeah.
Um, I'm going to, so my first question for you is, do you have a favorite building?
Oh gosh, favorite building anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world. It could be one that you know and you've visited. It could be one that you haven't visited but would like to.
Oh, so many.
Mm,
I don't know. I kind of want to go. So I've done a lot of traveling and kind of feel like actually, a building somewhere that I've visited, or somewhere closer to home. Oh gosh. I mean, I've done a lot of traveling, like I said. So I mean, sort of India and places, somewhere like the Taj Mahal, is pretty special. Um,
that's a great choice.
yeah, I mean, it's sort of all there with that building. You've got the
Yeah,
beautiful love story and the,
fantastic.
yeah. So let's
That's,
run with that.
let's run with that. Now, okay, so I'd like you to imagine that there's a pop-up cafe within sight of the Taj Mahal by the river there.
Okay.
And you're sitting there at 6 p.m. on a June evening. You've just had a wonderful guided tour of the Taj Mahal, and there's a drink on your right. What would I find there?
Oh, a pint of IPA.
Pint of IPA. Love it. I love it.
Absolutely would be a good, micro, like an unusual, IPA from some small brewery. That
Yes.
sounds very kind of, but
That's,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
no, it would be a beer, I think.
I love that. We've got a bar in the town near us. It's a craft beer
Yeah,
bar, and it's called the Crafty Pint.
perfect. Yeah,
Love it.
sounds ideal. Yeah.
Excellent. Now, next to that drink is a book. It could be
Mhm.
your favorite book. It could be a book that's been with you all your life or changed your life, or it
Mm.
could be a recent discovery. What would we find there next to your pint of IPA?
My absolute, and this is a bit kind of, it's and that really was a catalyst, I think, in my life. Was the Eckhart Tolle Power of Now, and it's been an absolute, certainly through divorce and this part of my life, that's been a constant, I would say.
So
Yeah,
that's The Power of Now
yeah,
by Eckhart Tolle.
yeah.
Excellent. That's going to have to go on my reading list. I
It's
love doing this because
truly transformative, but it's not. I don't think it's for everybody, but I really have. Yeah, I found it really, really beneficial.
okay. And you've got some headphones on. Okay.
Okay.
What's playing?
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I mean, probably something like Nick Cave, I
You
would
see,
say.
I love these because I've just got four things now to
Yeah,
work on. The Taj Mahal,
yeah.
The Power of Now,
Odd combination.
a pint of IPA, and Nick Cave. That's you in a nutshell.
Well, yes, it probably is, to be fair. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Nick, it's something Nick Cave based, just because he's just such a brilliant lyricist. And I think lyrics are absolutely everything. So, yeah, I would say.
Brilliant. I love that.
Yeah.
Now, you're feeling quite pleased with yourself because you've come
Okay.
from a meeting with a wealthy Indian family foundation
Right.
who have spotted the work that you're doing
Mm,
and are similarly aligned with the fact that art practice is a well-being goldmine. And they've got lots of money, and they love to fund research.
mm,
They would like you to travel the world for a year, okay,
mm,
at their expense. There's a big fee involved, okay. They want you to create a global league table of where art practice is recognized significantly as a well-being goldmine and being applied successfully, okay. They don't know where the hotspots are. They want
right.
you to create the league table so that they can support those areas where it's not.
Right.
sufficiently recognized so that they can lift the bar. There'll be a book deal in it. There is a TED talk when you get home. You'll be on the morning TV sofa chatting about your experiences. There will be a global university lecture tour, and a TV crew will follow you. The fee is enormous, and it's first class all the way. Does that sound like
Where
fun?
do I meet? Where do I meet these
Where,
people?
where do I start?
Yeah, introduce me.
Yes. This is a lovely way of exploring people, how you'd go about that. And I'm going to give you some choices and preferences on the way. The first of which is, okay, given that brief
Mm.
and the expense budget bulging, you can go anywhere in the world to start that year of research. So which city and in which country would you like to start?
I mean, if I'm absolutely honest, just staying in the UK, which sounds really dull because I've got this huge budget, I could go anywhere. I feel like America have kind of got a good start on it, but there's nothing on God's earth that would make me want to go to the States at the moment.
No, no.
And I just feel like we haven't quite got there here with it. You know,
Okay.
I feel like, you know, there's so much that we just don't really get about, and art practice is kind of dismissed as just a fun little thing you
Well,
might just do.
we did pioneer social prescribing, didn't we?
Yeah, but I
Which is
don't know that it's genuine. You know, I mean, I think is a lot of cutting of those kind of very important spaces here,
mm,
and actually, you know, the funding is being cut left, right, and centre. So,
yeah.
you know,
So pick a
I would.
city then. Pick a city
Uh,
in London. I mean, in the UK.
in the UK, I mean, probably some of the northern um, towns that don't have such easy access to places like London, where a lot of these things are going. Uh,
Mm,
you know, maybe, you know, I'm thinking somewhere like Barnsley.
Barnsley. Okay,
Say
let's go to
Barnsley.
Barnsley. Okay,
Yeah.
you're on the train. Okay, to
Yeah.
Barnsley.
Okay.
You're traveling first class. Um, the steward brings you a pint of IPA
Okay.
and a note from the family foundation.
All right.
They've got a little challenge for you while you're on this trip.
Yeah.
They'd like you to limit your musical listening to one very specific genre or type of music. What would you choose to the exclusion of all else for 12 months? What would you choose in those circumstances?
Oh, 12 months of just listening to that thing. Mm, something noisy, probably post-punk.
Post-punk. Love that.
Yeah, there you go.
Someone rather cleverly chose live music.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
Yeah. Post-punk. Love that. That's great.
Yeah, noisy kind of keeps me, yeah, going.
Okay. Fantastic. That's great. Now you arrive in Barnsley
Yeah,
and a group of young artists welcome you at the station. They whisk you into the center of the city, and you've got a lovely loft apartment overlooking the city. And they say, unpack, relax. We're going to come back later. We're going to take you to a dance performance, and then we're going to take you out to dinner.
right.
Now, this is where the magic wand and the time machine come in, because I can put any dance performance on the stage in front of you. It could be any dancer, living or not, any dance group, any dance style. It doesn't have to be British culture either. So
I
if
don't
you
know
could
much
conjure
about
up
that.
anything,
Okay.
what would you like to watch as a dance performance for a couple of hours?
Uh, flamenco.
Nice. Excellent.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, that's noisy and passionate.
And very passionate, yes, and very dramatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother's a cellist and he lived in Seville for 11 years.
Oh, okay.
And he teamed up with a male flamenco dancer and they were doing
Right.
tango and I booked them to go and do that at a festival in Tel Aviv many years ago and it went down a storm.
Wow. Yeah, no, you see, I think it would be quite
Yeah,
Powerful to watch. Yeah.
excellent. And what about dinner? Barnsley is a cosmopolitan city. It's got restaurants
Hmm.
from all over the world. What would be your cuisine of choice, your national cuisine of choice for dinner after the show?
Mm, a sort of sharing Lebanese type food, I
Hmm,
would say.
like a Lebanese meze.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And to all kind of share amongst
and a Barnsley
whoever the
chop.
group is. Yes.
And a Barnsley chop.
Maybe. Yes. There you go.
Excellent. Okay, so we're going to move again. Now you can venture out of the United Kingdom should you wish. We're
Okay.
going to we're going to fly somewhere else, any city, any country.
Um, I maybe Japan.
Lovely. Tokyo or Kyoto?
Does it have to be a big city? We
No?
could fly into Tokyo,
Yeah.
maybe go to the countryside a bit,
Okay. That's fine. Now it's sport day when you arrive in Japan,
right?
and I can take you to a sporting event. It doesn't have to be sumo, by the way.
Right.
It can be any sport you like. We can use the magic wand. Uh,
Okay.
and we had breakdancing in the Olympics. We've had synchronized swimming. We've got ice dancing. We've got dressage. Some sports are considered performance art.
Yeah.
So, what sport would you choose to watch for a couple of hours?
I would say probably ice hockey.
Ice hockey. I've tried. I can't. My eyes aren't quick enough to keep following the
It's
puck.
pretty, yeah, my son plays, so I reckon, yeah, that would be a pretty cool thing to,
That's very right. We'll have the World Championships or the
yeah, yeah, in
Olympics there.
Japan. Yeah, that'd be
Fantastic.
good. Let's do that.
Let's buzz again. Where are we going now? On the plane again.
Oh, where else would I like to visit? Oh gosh, this is hard. So many places I'd like to go that I haven't been to. Maybe somewhere European, Poland. Don't
Poland.
know much
Okay,
about Poland at all.
fine. Let's go to Poland. Now, we're in Warsaw, and there is a digitally enhanced art gallery now
Right.
there in our fantasy world.
Mm,
You can put on some virtual reality headsets
okay.
and step into the work of a famous artist. It becomes three-dimensional. It's 360 degrees. You can walk around. There is animation and sound.
Mm,
It's not the Vincent van Gogh one where you stand in a room and it's all around the
yeah, I
walls.
must
You're,
say
you're
things like,
actually in it
okay.
with your headset on. Whose work would you like to explore in those circumstances?
I mean, my absolute favorite artist of all time is Louise Bourgeois.
Louise Bourgeois.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it would be her, I think.
French American artist.
Yeah.
I'll just show some of her work. Oh God, yeah, she did the spider at the Tate.
Yeah. And
Fantastic.
they've just had that there as well because it's
Yeah,
the 20th anniversary or something. Yeah.
there she is.
Yeah, no, she's phenomenal. And I want to be like her. Look at that amazing picture of her. When I get to that age, I want to totally rock that kind of
Yeah,
ballsy
absolutely.
owning being, the age. Yeah, she's so cool.
Yeah, very, very cool. That's just staggering, isn't it? And that's
Yeah.
is that at the Tate? Not sure. Uh,
That was, it possibly is that one, but it was outside when Tate Modern opened for the first time, but they've
yeah,
just had it in the Turbine Hall.
yeah, there it is in the Turbine Hall.
Mm,
Wonderful.
yeah.
Great. That's a great choice. Now I'm going to whiz you back to London. Okay.
Okay.
And we're going out together every night of the week to do something artistic and cultural.
Right. Okay.
On Monday night, we're going back in time to a music concert of your choice.
Okay.
On Tuesday, we're going to the theatre.
Right.
On Wednesday, we're going to a West End or Broadway musical.
Ooh.
Yeah. On Thursday, we're going to the opera.
Okay.
And on Friday, we're going to the movies.
Right. Wow.
So
Okay.
for Monday, is there a concert that you attended or missed that you would like to go back in time to experience?
I would like to go to one of the first, one of the Sex Pistols gigs. I wasn't
Abs-
around. I was like, I mean, I was here, but I was too young.
Yeah,
So yeah, back in the day,
fantastic.
like the proper back in the day ones.
Yeah. And I remember, remember the God Save the Queen was the first single I ever bought.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
Um, and I remember people commenting at the time that it wasn't terribly good. Uh,
Yeah,
but
but
you listen now,
yeah,
and
it's
it's just wonderful.
no, it's something.
Energy in it.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's so raw, and actually, they didn't necessarily have skills to play technically.
Mm.
That's not what it's about.
No, but the production of those is, it's iconic. You could play one bar of that and people would know what it is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah,
brilliant.
brilliant. I love that. Okay. Now we're in London, so we've got the Globe to hand if you wanted to. Let's go to the theatre. What would you like to watch?
Can it be historic?
It can be.
I don't know really. I mean, going to see Shakespeare or something back in the day might be quite. That would be quite good.
Yeah,
I'm not a big theatre goer, weirdly. I'd like to go more, but that would be amazing.
yeah.
Properly in that sort of space
Yes.
of the globe as it
The
was.
original Globe.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Love that. Excellent. Now, are you a musicals fan?
No,
Love
not
it.
at all in any
Not
way, shape, or form.
okay. If you had to,
Yes.
what
I
would you like to see?
well, yeah. I mean, I would say. I mean, uh, I. I don't, I don't know. I'm like, yeah, probably something fairly, maybe Annie, just because I kind of remember growing up
Yeah.
with it, but you know,
Okay.
I'm not
Any
sure
of
I'd
these.
be loving it. And
Okay.
I'd say Rocky Horror, but not necessarily on stage,
No.
you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
And what about opera? Um,
Know literally nothing about opera.
right. That, I don't know much about it either, but I think if it was an introduction to opera, I
I
think it
wouldn't
would.
even know what they're called.
I
Yeah,
think we
some
go and
kind of
see.
a classic something.
Yeah,
I
Tosca
don't.
by Puccini. I think would be
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm
La
literally.
Boheme.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, right, so for film night, we're going to the cinema together. We've got the
Okay.
best seats in the house, huge screen, great sound. I'd like you to think of a film that you love that you suspect I've not seen.
Ooh, I have no idea. Um, I maybe the Swedish version of Let the Right One In. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
There you go. Then
There we go.
I'd
Great
see
one.
that.
Now we're nearly there, and I'm going to send you off around the world to complete this wonderful assignment. But
Okay.
before I do, I'm going to give you a hero lunch. What was your cuisine of choice? I think it was
Lebanese.
Lebanese. Right, we found a modern fusion Lebanese restaurant in London, and I've booked it for you and one other person for a leisurely 2-hour lunch in central London. Who's the other person? You can choose anyone you like, famous or otherwise, living or not. So it could be a historical person who's no longer with us. Who would you like to pick their brains?
Goodness. Ah, so many people it could be. Um, mm, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Um, yeah, honestly, who it could be?
Who would you be starstruck by?
I mean, I would probably go back to Louise Bourgeois, maybe.
Mm? Oh,
You
wow,
know,
that would be a lunch, wouldn't
she,
it?
well, she would be. I mean, she was quite brutal in her approach to people.
Mm,
I don't mind that. I think she'd be fascinating to have a long conversation with.
that's a
I think
great
that's
choice.
probably what I would do. Yeah.
And so, in a slight twist to that question, who
Mm.
do you think she would invite?
Oh, no idea. Yeah, no idea. Maybe Tracy Emin or something like that. They were quite
Yeah,
close at the end of her life.
possibly.
Yeah, maybe they did some work together. That's sort of the last thing she did.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe.
Tracy and Emin and I are exactly the same age. We're
Oh,
all on the
same
same
birthday. Wow.
day. Excellent. Katie, thank you so much for doing that. It's an eye opener.
Yeah,
I
thank
won't
you.
forget that combination of the Taj Mahal, a pint of IPA, the power of now, and Nick Cave.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
And when are the tickets arriving?
I've often been asked, Mark, you should set up a travel agency so we can do this kind of thing.
I want to go now. I'm
I know.
yeah. Let
I
me
spoke to somebody earlier today, and we did this much earlier in the year, and she told me we tend to repeat these when
Mm,
we can. And she said, Mark, you have no idea. You've just opened my eyes to different possibilities. The things I've done since that interview,
right.
I
Wow.
wouldn't have done because
I'm sort of manifesting.
it is a bit manifesty.
Maybe that's what
Yeah.
we're doing here. Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. Katie, thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
This will be on our YouTube channel, Spotify, and SoundCloud with a profile about you for the website and then all over our LinkedIn groups. So thank you so much for being a good sport. I hope you've enjoyed it, have you?
Yeah, no, it's been great. It's been great. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.